We're right there. Sure, mate, Yorkie here. Taking you back to Galarian for more Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Now, our little band of misfits have worked their way through the shield maze, and it's time they started surfacing. I sold up the junk to Dyra, as I said I was going to do. Now it's time to go. Don't need any of that.
While the survivors wander the dungeons, the battle on the surface rages on. The warriors of Canabris are trying to defend the Wardstone, but their strength is flagging. Their resistance is valiant, yet it will all be in vain if no one rises up to turn the tide.
I do things my way. Always watch your back.
Stairs. Looks like we have a fight here. The half-orc before you, wearing armor adorned with Aomede's golden swords, is clearly exhausted. He obviously hasn't gotten much sleep over the last few days. The soot on her face and the fresh blood on the sword. Her hazel eyes are hard and focused, and her firm voice sounds accustomed to giving orders. She sizes you up, surprised, judging whether you are friend or foe, and opens her mouth to ask you something, but freezes when she spots Anivia. Well, looks like them two are
By the goddess,
more than just friends.
Nevi, I'd almost lost all hope.
Everything's fine, Beth. I'm here. This here's a new friend. She rounded up those of us who survived the fall and led us up to the surface. Without her, we'd never have made it out.
Olivia strokes her best head and whispers something in ear, then stands back and points at you.
Let me introduce you to my wife, Arabeth Tirabade.
More than friends indeed.
Until the army arrives, I'm the temporary warden of Canabris. And you're just in time. As you can see, we're in the middle of a battle. And thank you for getting Anivia out of there.
The half-orc nods. Her stern voice grows a little softer. Where are we?
The Grey Garrison. Until recently, it served as barracks for the Crusaders, but it's now been taken over by cultists.
The target of this battle?
When the demons attacked the city, their main target was the Wardstone. I trust I don't have to explain to you what the Wardstone is and how important it is to the Crusaders. We must retake it at any cost, or the fall of Canabris will be the beginning of the end of the Crusades, and with them, the rest of the world. I see that you had a difficult journey to the surface. You need to rest. But there's a lot riding on this battle. I have no right to command you, but I'm asking you to help us.
I have important information about the location of cultist den.
Very good. Report to me in full when we get back to the Defender's
I
Heart.
shall.
It's our temporary headquarters. Right now, the most dangerous cultists are here. The ones occupying the Grey Garrison.
They won't be dangerous for much longer, believe me. We met some mongrels who live beneath Canabris.
Most people in Canabris think that the children of the first Crusaders are simply a legend. Other people say that the day you emerge on the surface heralds the start of the end of the world. I'm not superstitious, but the situation is apocalyptic, all right. Having a living legend on our side can't hurt.
I see you are in serious need of help. You're in luck. If my mistress is with you, then I am with you also.
What is the situation in the city?
The city's gone. Most of the defenders, including the Dragon Terendelev, fell in the first few hours. The civilians either fled or died in the chaos. The place is overrun with cultists and demons.
Irabeth drags her hand over her face.
Don't talk like that. Canabras hasn't fallen. Not while it still has defenders like you and me.
Ah yes, a true believer.
Sweet words don't change the grim truth.
She is right.
No, she's right. Thank you, Knight. Until we no longer have the strength to hold a weapon, until Iomedae abandons us, we will fight for Canabras.
Tell me about the Wardstone. Why is it so important?
The Ward Stones are a gift of Iomedae. Created personally by her herald, a mighty angel, and a general of the Celestial armies. The Ward Stones keep the World Wound from expanding. They stand along the border of the territory controlled by the demons, creating a barrier to keep them inside. The Canabras Obelisk was the first to be placed. It is the key to the whole barrier. We cannot leave it in the hands of those monsters from the Abyss.
How did the Wardstone end up in the Great Garrison exactly?
The demons have long laid siege to Canabras, but this time, their Lord Dascari appeared in the flesh.
I
He
noticed.
ripped the Wardstone from the ground and hurled it halfway across the city to here. I thought the stone was destroyed, but it seems all is not lost. Yet. Dascari has gone, but the Wardstone is surrounded by a horde of those creatures. What are they going to do to it? Nothing good, that's for certain.
But how did he do that? He's a demon! The Wardstone should have burned his filthy hide!
It should have. But what happened, happened. We don't know why.
Then let's not waste any more time to battle.
That's the spirit. You, take a Navia to the rear. The rest of you with me.
Take a Nevia to the right. What you get up to in your privacy of your own home, it's up to you, but I don't think this is the time. Irabeth turns one of her fighters. You hear laboured breathing interspersed with disgruntled muttering. August is holding his rapier hilt in a white-knuckled grip. A bead of sweat trickles down from his temple.
Lord Horgus Worm, forgive me. I did not realize we had civilians among us. My people will escort you somewhere safe. To the extent that anywhere in Canabras can be said to be safe right now.
Right, let's just have a look at our lineup. That looks good. Out we go.
Time to rob them of their treasures.
I think we can just go automatically.
Excruciating.
A door. Anivia, Camellia.
I hope you
Please.
appreciate this.
I could actually do with healing some of my wounds. So could you. Hey, I know you. So you're one of these cultists? I can't join you. Come on, leave those losers. The Crusades are so over. Demons will rule the whole world. goes nothing. All hail Baphomet, cowardly traitor. I swear on the sword of Amity, you will answer for your betrayal.
Do not fear. Do not waver.
Oh, I won't.
Hesitation is a waste of time.
Now, who needs a heal? I could do with healing. As could you. We're a little burdened. Well, this place seems like it's about to collapse. The blunt object was clearly used to try and break the door down. The lock is broken. The door cannot be opened. Up to the 3rd floor then. Yes, this place is definitely collapsing. Let's get out of here, hadn't we?
What's this? Do we have guests? Just in time. The place is a bit of a mess, and I haven't even poured the blood into the goblets yet. Why don't you... Oh!
The face of this demoness could be called pretty if it had eyes. Her mouth slowly widens into a smug grin.
What an unexpected surprise! Staunton, my little sweetheart. Long time no see. I've missed you so much. Have you missed me? Admit it. You missed me terribly.
Staunton, what is this thing talking about?
Mirago. You again, you wench!
Not much of an insult, to be honest, Staunton. The aged dwarf from Mirabeth's troop, silent up to now, spits on the floor, tight and craggy face, like stone with stone, twists as if in pain.
Minago, the one who... Be careful. She's one of the deadliest creatures in the whole demon horde. She was once responsible for a massacre in Canabris. She must be back to finish what she started.
One of the most dangerous in the demon horde. And this may be tough, but we must face her. Havok is too well bred to spit on the floor, but the name sounds like a slur on her tongue. Staunton, do you know this demon?
Does he know me? Staunton, darling. Tell them all how close we were.
Close?
That wench? She's the one who led me astray. She's the reason my life has gone to the abyss. She's the reason why Dresden fell.
Led you astray? Are you blaming others for things you've done, Staunton? You dallied with this demon, that's on you.
Oh my, like butter wouldn't melt. What I remember is how eagerly you would run to our trysts, how you begged to see me again, how you promised you'd do anything I asked. By your own free will, you said this. And now you claim that Dresden fell because of me. No, no, my dear. That was entirely your own doing.
Minago threatened Staunton with a dainty clawed finger.
I'll beat your lying lips into your filthy throat!
Now you're talking, Staunton.
Now, Staunton, don't say things like that. Not about these lips, the ones you kissed so sweetly. Staunton, dearest, don't you love me anymore? Remember how good we were together?
That's disgusting.
I was so hoping that we could patch things up.
I'll kill you!
Well, I suppose she's fleeing without her erstwhile lover. Staunton, you best prove yourself here. Well, that seemed a hell of a fall. What's this?
This one was beyond me.
An occult symbol drawn in the human blood. What does it mean? I don't.
Any.
As soon as you step into the chamber, your vision seems to darken and your knees buckle. You struggle to keep your balance. The air in here is laden with a power coming from the stone. Suddenly your head is filled with voices, screaming, whispering, cackling, threatening voices, pleading for help, shrieking curses and taunts. You blink and the illusion passes.
Congratulations. You made it all the way here. This is it. Your precious ward stone. Well, what are you planning to do now, I could kill you where you stand, but wouldn't it be nice if you could die in battle like heroes? No. I want you to die in despair, scrabbling around like rats in the blighted ruins of your city, blind and broken, your flesh scabbed and seeping, and every moment knowing precisely what was done to you.
Is that what passes for imagination in your world, Minago?
There isn't a soul that can resist the temptations of the abyss. Even a stone can be turned. I'm not joking. Your precious ward stone, weakened from the injury inflicted by Discari, has almost succumbed to my charms. Soon the whole barrier around the world wound, the gift of your useless goddess, will be a weapon of the abyss. Just a little more and boom. Every city with one of these eyesores stuck in the middle of it, from Canabras to Nerosian, will turn into smoking craters, and all the mortals into red sludge beneath our hooves.
Well, thank you for detailing your plan. Now we know we must stop you.
So you have a choice. Especially you, my pet. Kiss me on my dainty hoof. Pledge your loyalty to Baphomet. And when the world falls, its ruins shall be yours.
Oh, shut your filthy mouth, you vile scum.
Make me. One of the sweetest spoils of war is gloating over your broken and humiliated enemy. You want to deny me that pleasure?
The demon's face breaks into a saccharine smile.
I will remember these words, scum. And I will say them back to you.
You feel a sudden rush of wild rage, and with it comes a feeling of monstrous, unbridled, destructive power. It's like the power you felt in the shield maze when you were confronting Seven Melech. But now it feels more fully fledged and more conscious. I will not succumb to any demon power.
They
Stop you,
dare
demon.
threaten me.
I'm tired of playing around now. You want to know what will happen when I'm done with the Ward Stone? Here's a little demonstration.
Irritation sweeps into Minago's voice. The demoness whispers a spell and a wave of darkness sweeps through the chamber. Your companions wince in pain, but it is nothing compared to what you feel. Thousands of voices once again burst into your mind, drowning you in their moans, screams, and sobs. Pain rocks through your skull. Pay for this, demon scum. You'll pay dearly.
I will dig out holes where your eyes should be, and pour hot coals in them.
Nice, Wendy.
How inventive.
Powerless rage. I love it. Threaten me more.
The roar of voices blends into an unbearable wall of screaming. Your vision goes dark.
They should have known better.
Well, this isn't the town of Estrad.
You woke up. Healing your wounds was easy, but you were unconscious for so long, I was starting to worry we'd lost you.
What happened with Minago?
We couldn't stand up to the demoness. Her spells were too strong. It's all right. We'll handle it somehow. You blacked out, but Staunton and I managed to get you here to the Defender's Heart. It used to be a tavern, but now it's our headquarters. We're gathering our forces here, and we're preparing to strike back.
I found a cultist dispatch in the dungeons. It seems they are holed up in the town of Estrad.
Demons have been filling Canabras with their spies and infiltrators for a long time. Unfortunately, I don't have enough people to attack the place right now. At least not blindly. I'd be grateful if you snuck in there and scouted out the situation. But just scouting. Don't be a hero.
What's the situation in the city now?
Bad, but not hopeless.
Good.
We're constantly getting news, and new sources of resistance keep springing up in the districts where everyone seemed to be dead. The survivors are gathering here. You should see them. Their faces, their eyes burning with determination. The city is destroyed, but our resistance is not broken. We will keep fighting.
What do you plan to do next?
You heard what the demon said. They're going to desecrate the Ward Stone and blow up the whole barrier around the World Wound. That would be an even worse disaster than the World Wound's expansion before the Second Crusade. Not only Canabras, but every city with a Ward Stone will be destroyed, including the capital. We can't allow that no matter what. We will retake it, even destroy it if we must. Iomede's gift must not become a weapon of the Abyss.
Tell me about the Ward Stone. Why is it so important?
The Ward Stones are a gift of Iomade.
Well, actually, you told me that. Can I help in any way?
First of all, we need to decide what to do with the stone once we get it. What I'm about to say is classified. A traveler came to the city recently. A blind elf calling himself the Storyteller. He insisted he be allowed to examine the Ward Stone, and he raised the alarm when his study was finished. Even before the demon attack, he had found some damage or flaw in the stone. Prelate Hulrune dismissed his words as nonsense, borderline blasphemy. But between you and me, the prelate's opinion isn't worth much. I think the Storyteller knew what he was talking about. We could use his advice right now, if only we knew where he was. I remember the Storyteller spent a lot of time talking to Staunton, a dwarf from my unit. You saw him during the demon attack. The elf asked him about the history of the Crusades. Maybe the Storyteller told Staunton something about where we could find him if anything happened.
Maybe.
There's another problem. After the attack, the demons began to gather their forces at the Grey Garrison. It'll be even harder to take them with a head-on assault. But I once heard soldiers talking about a secret entrance to the garrison. Trouble is, I have no idea where to look for it. While you explore the city, please keep your eyes open, in case you find something we can use.
Half-elf smiles at you encouragingly, or at me.
And one last thing. The Eagle Watch has lost a lot of soldiers recently. Some were killed, but others simply haven't been seen since the attack. In the chaos that is now Canabris, it's next to impossible to confirm anything for sure. One of the missing fighters is Janna Aldori, a new recruit in the Watch. She got along well with Sela, and she often went drinking with her. I honestly thought Sela and Janna had died together. But now Sela's returned with you, and there's no sign of Janna. If you learn anything of her whereabouts when you're out in the city, please report back.
Oh, I can do that. Everything's clear.
May the goddess help you. We're still fighting, which means that Canabris still hasn't fallen. If you come across any groups in the city that can fight, send them here to the Defender's Heart. We'll need every fighter we can muster for the final assault. Yes, one more thing. If you're in the area, check out this address. It's our house. Mine and Inevia's. Well, it was our house. If the building is still standing, open the hidden compartment in the kitchen. It's filled with supplies for a rainy day. You can take whatever you find. You have more need of it.
Interesting. Few supplies. Go miss. Right. This. I do not know what it is. I do not know what they are, but they are boots. I can have a pet owl cat, can I? Gain a level. Weapon focus. Since I found that glaive, I think that's what we're going to focus on. My dear sweet Windwag. What is this pen? Don't take a penalty there. All right. Should take your kinetic blast as a focus. Place for melee. She's not doing melee. Maybe she should have a familiar. And you, friendly spirit hunter. Really give him value of friendly. Finally you, Sela. Put in, friend. True believer you are. Let's see if we can be useful. Ah, and of course my horse.
I always have the upper hand.
August, you owe me some money. Hey, wait. Mind if I bend your ear about something? Olivier outside your door, leaning casually against the frame. So here's the first and most important thing. Best gave you a crucial mission. I get that. Oh, you'll get the job done. I saw you in action. But here's the rub. By sending you out on an errand, we're weakening our defenses here. They come at us while you're gone. I don't know if we'll be able to fight them off. Do you wish me to stay here and guard the tavern? I don't think that's a good idea, Olivia. You what? No, your task is far too important. You can't just hole up here all cozy like, waiting for the demons to knock on the door. We need to take the fight to them, but if those freaks try to make a move on this place, best we'll send a runner to get you. If that happens, you leg it back here, alright? If you don't, you'll be coming back to ash pile, got it? Things seems clear so far. What else do you wish to discuss? So the rift that damp beetle left with his side, yeah, well, it put the city cleaning too. And it's kind of difficult to get across. My scouts tell me there's a halfway decent place to set up a crossing in Market Square. Not that any of them tried to make it, sure. But if you've got a mind to go across, and I think you're going to have to eventually, you might want to give the square a once-over. I'll do that. When do you think the demons will attack next? Your guess is as good as mine. It might not be here. They could attack the whole damn city. Those vermin know they've lost the upper hand, but we're going to push back hard. If things kick off here, you should know. After the attack, some things can be changed beyond recognition. So if you've got any business that needs taken care of, you better do it soon. Morning. Later. Later. Watch yourself out there. Staunton, demon lover. Dwarf resembles an abandoned citadel. One whose high, crumbling walls are still holding fast, but whose empty, lightless windows make it clear that all inside is dead. Oh, it's you. Good work back there in the Grey Garrison. Name's Staunton Vane. You've heard the rumours about me. His face, which looks like it has never known anything as carefree as a smile, grimaces. Just so you know, everything people say about me, it's true. Whatever. I need to talk to the elf who calls himself the Storyteller. Do you know where I can find him? Storyteller? Staunton strokes his beard in thought. A strange old fellow, that one. He used to sit with me for hours asking all sorts of things. Never offered judgment or comfort, he just listened. First I wanted him and his questions as far away from me as possible, but later I realised that talking to him did ease my burden a little. I hope he's alive and well. Completely blind and feeble too, so if he's alone in the city, well, probably know what that means. Probably dead. I don't know one place he might be. Look for him in the Blackwing. It's a library. Here, I'll show you where it is on the map. I don't know what use the library is to a blind elf, but he loved the place. He would sit there night and day. What is it? Actually, I don't really care. I have my own views on a demon lover. I have to go. Go then. Maybe we'll see each other again. Camellia. Camellia looks you over pensively, toying with the snake-shaped bone amulet that dangles from her pale neck. Noticing your glance, she flashes you a cold, barely there smile. Greetings. It seems for a moment that she wants to say something else, but the pause grows too long and she slips back into cautious silence. I should apologise for sometimes saying me and sometimes you. I want to do it first person, but it's sometimes hard to remember when you're reading. Tell me about yourself. You want to know more about me than you already do? Why? Familiar arches a dainty brow. I talk to the spirits of this tormented land, and they guide me in battle. I'll help you fight the demons. I swear that you can rely on me in this matter. Isn't that sufficient? I guess. Where did you learn to wield a rapier so well, though? I had good teachers, although they don't get all the credit. I'm a most diligent student. Amelia licks her parched lip. Oh, your amulet is quite unusual. Where did you get that? Ah, my little trinket. It's so nice of you to notice. But I assure you, this amulet is nothing but a bauble. Can a lady not be drawn to beautiful, useless things? Suppose I often have been. You're much more relaxed during combat. Your battle cries are uninhibited. She blushes slightly and lowers her eyes. So you've noticed. To be honest, I find it embarrassing. You see, being a shaman means having spirits of battle as my ever-present companions. In the heat of combat, they become rather vocal. Anyway, as much as I enjoy our delightful conversations, the spirits are calling me. I must respond. Please excuse me. Malia turns away, watching you out of the corner of her eye. August, you owe me money. Here, take this. Yes, it's 2,000 coins. Take your payment and remember that August Squirm always keeps his word. You helped me get back to the surface, and I duly paid you for escorting me. Now, speaking of our future cooperation... Well? August looks at you with unvarnished disapproval, his arms folded across his chest, his foot tapping impatiently. I have a job that would be perfect for someone like you. Naturally, I'll pay you generously for your services. What exactly do you mean, a job for someone like me, you old fool? For an adventurer ready to sell their soul for booze, and then lie down drunk in the gutter. You really are an old fool, aren't you? Or do you think you're somehow different? A travelling knight, perhaps, noble of heart, without coin to your name? No, not at all. August sizes you up critically, then sighs and shrugs. You seem a reliable enough ally to me, and you did get me out of those mongrel caves. So why should I care what you do with my money once you've got it? August seems like one of those people who think the entire world owes them something. I'm not going to criticize him, he's not worth the effort. So, what does this job involve? He shall be my bodyguard, you see. I have good reason to return to my mansion here in Canabris. I still have... it doesn't matter. None of your business. My mansion is a breathtaking building with a large garden in the wealthy part of the city. Even before the demons attacked, every thief and fraudster in the city had tried to get inside, one way or another. I shudder to imagine the state it's in now. I have a little hope that the guards were able to hold on to the mansion during the attack, and I expect the servants fled when they saw the demons. Only Abaddon knows what happened there since. Therefore, I would ask that you meet me at the mansion and guard me there until I complete my business. I already asked the local paladins for help. They've no desire to set foot outside this tavern. Well, not on a damn fool errand, no. Damn cowards and traitors. That's what they are. Also, please do take Camellia with you. I will be doing. I trust that girl more than the rest of your gang. She's of noble birth, after all. So, August, you know my thoughts. What is the reward? 1,000 gold coins, August replies without hesitation. Double the reward, and I'll think about it. Several tense moments pass in silence, and August's face relaxed. Deal. Deal indeed. Marvellous. Most excellent. August's face relaxes, smoothing out a few of the tense lines. I'll proceed to my mansion at once and wait for you there. Meanwhile, you needn't worry. I know the city like the back of my hand. But do hurry, unless you want me to lower your reward. Be there when I'm there. A strange figure towers over the bar. A huge, ungainly man with skin so milky white that his blue veins are visible even from a distance. His bald head is equal parts lumpy and pitted, and blood-filled eyes stare impassively out at you from beneath his pale brows. The glass in the albino's large, clumsy hands looks dangerously delicate, as if one twitch of those calloused fingers would be enough to crush it. A gold medallion carved with the engraved with a tankard gleams around his neck. What'll it be? Who are you? The albino slowly takes your measure with his red eyes, and finally, with a gentle sigh, says, Gemmill Hawks, vampire. Vampire, is it? Maybe we have kith and kin in common. And pour me a glass of whatever you serve our kind here. Gemmill coolly brings out something from the counter, a flask of cloudy liquid. Here, fresh maiden elf blood. Only for our kind. Good. How did you end up in the Crusade City? How did anyone end up here? How did you? Or them? With a huge hand, the tavern keeper gestures to the ragtag group of assembled in the room. The world is big, but still isn't enough place for everyone. People who no longer have a life anywhere else, they end up here. Any news in the city? Albino looks around. There are demons everywhere, and you showed. I suppose that counts. Are there any places worth visiting? You mean places that normal people usually stay well away from? Then there are plenty, like the Pitaxian wine cellar. Kimmel pauses for effect, like the name of the place alone should make you quiver in fear. Once belonged to a Pitaxian trading house. Then King Ariverti came to power in Pitax, and property started changing hands. Soon after, the seller's shop assistant was found in a ditch. Not all of him, mind, just his head. Humanian gangsters had taken possession of the place. They wanted to sell something stronger than wine on the street, and they ended up on the gallows. Then King Ariverti's number was up. So now the store stands empty and unclaimed. People say that a headless ghost wanders the place at night, moaning ghoulishly, ooh. People say many stupid things. After coming to the end of his story, unusually long by his standards, the tavern keeper takes a swig of his tankard. Just don't ask me how he makes any noise with no head. I wasn't there. Tell it like it is. Tell me what you have. We'll get that. We'll get that. By any chance. Get that, of course. Do we by any chance have potions of calm? Apparently not. Maybe has moved over here, has she? Anivia, in her muted colours, blends almost perfectly into the background. She appears relaxed, but her seemingly unfocused eyes are taking in everything around her, tracking and filtering potential threats. The only tell is the way she drums her fingers on the hip, near her weapon sheath. She shows no sign of her injuries and confidently leans on a previously broken leg. Tends to have just noticed you, even though she watched you approach from afar. Oh, hey! See how they patched me up? Now I can run, jump, and dance the jig if I feel like it. Really? Want me to play a fiddle for you? Are there any suspicious places in the city that I should pay attention to? A couple of spots I wanted to check out, but I didn't have time. Really a damn den of cultists there. It'd be good if you could swoop in there and bust some heads. You don't even need a search warrant. Maybe I shoot you a crooked smile. First one is a silken thread. Funny little tailor shop that doesn't take any orders and never buys any fabric. Always seem oh so busy. Busy with something in there, alright. Sewing it ain't. Hey. Second one is an alchemy shop. Topaz Solutions. And they trade in everything, not just healing potions. Judging by the ingredients they've been buying on the black market, there's something fishy about the alchemical rituals going down in that place. We'll talk to you about personal things later. I think we have other jobs on right now. Let's head into the back room. Who are you? A young man in well-worn travelling clothes and a simple wooden symbol of Eristil on his chest. He's efficiently cutting a linen robe into strips to use as bandages. Despite his visible exhaustion, he works with zeal, singing some tune about red braids and ripe sheaves of wheat under his breath. He raises his warm chestnut-coloured eyes to you. Are you one of the Crusaders? Thank you for defending those of us whose talents lie off the battlefield. I'm Jerno, servant of Eristil. Pleased to meet you. I only took my holy orders recently, so my god has only bestowed a little of his power on me yet. I'm sorry to say, the number of wounded fighters in this tavern is far beyond my power to heal. There is a reason people say have faith in the gods, but look to yourself first. I may not be able to help the wounded with magic, but I can at least cut up bandages. Every little helps, I suppose. Are you from around here? No, I was just passing through Canapris. I was sailing down that old man of ours, the Great Selling River, to a village by the name of Chili Creek. I happened to land in the city on the eve of the festival, and I'm ashamed to say I decided to stay for a day to enjoy myself. But I ended up staying a while longer. I bargained for Chili Creek. Where is that? Small fishing village. Not even marked on some maps, but people do live there. What they don't have is a priest. They have no one to heal their wounds. So no one to offer prayers for a good catch. No one to give their dead a dignified burial. And the world wound is a stone throw away. I'll be setting sail for Chili Creek to serve my god and my people. Once we've held Canabres, I'll be going there. If, by the grace of good gods, we all survive this, you should come and visit me sometime. You'll find the village here, on the bank of the river. The priest marks Chili Creek on your map. Aren't you a young and experienced cleric? Inexperienced. Afraid to go to the border of the world wound? I won't lie. I am afraid, but what can I do? Those villagers are simple people. Every day their short lives is spent doing hard, honest work. That's exactly the kind of life I want. Something simple but meaningful. If I had centuries ahead of me like elves do, I might have spared some 50 years or so to travel around the world, the young man says with a smile. Or maybe even 100, why not? But I don't have that time to spare. So I want to spend my short life in this place where I'm needed most. Even if it's dangerous, especially if it's dangerous. I could use the help of a cleric. Yono makes a helpless gesture. Eris still knows I'd be glad to help you, but it's no use. My spells are depleted, then rest. And I have no training in potions or scrolls. That's not a problem. See this rope? I'm cutting up for bandages. It's the second to last one. Fine, go deal with your flock. Have to go. May Eris still watch over you. And you. A tall, fragile-looking elf sits in front of you, eyes closed. He is pale as a ghost, his arm wrapped in blood, plain bandage. You spot other bandages on his body under his clothes. Even in such a miserable state, he manages to stay calm. Raising his eyes to meet yours, he says faintly, I am Fawn Autumn Haze, at your service. His pale lips are reddened by blood, but you see no sign of pain or fear in his eyes. Who wounded you? A sinner and accomplice to demons, the quarry I'm hunting in this inhospitable place. Do you need help? After giving you a cold, intense look, he shakes his head. Do not trouble yourself on my behalf. A local healer tended to me. Besides, I come from a resilient, hardy people. My body will endure both the wounds and the poison delivered through them. I'm Per Delamore. You can trust me. I might be able to help you. After a brief pause, Fawn says, it would be impolite to refuse such a direct and friendly offer. So who is your quarry here in Mendev? I was hunting a fugitive, a Descarite by the name of Kaelessa. It pains me to admit there are heinous malefactors such as her among my noble kind. I managed to catch up to her in Canabres, and I wounded her. Then demons appeared in the city, who was engulfed in flame. I was injured in the battle that ensued and couldn't free her soul from its service to her dark masters. He expresses no anger or hatred as he speaks, only compassionate sorrow. Not that great of a hunter, it would seem. His expression remains indifferent, but his voice is as cold as a mountain stream. Many underestimate the wisdom and experience that my people acquire over the centuries. I do hope that my opponents will misjudge me as you have. I'll help you in your hunt. Fawn covers his eyes wearily. Thank you, but this is my mission, and I'm used to facing all manner of terrors on my own. I do appreciate your willingness to help. If you happen to meet Kaelessa, take caution. She has turned many innocent souls to the path of evil, and darkness has rewarded her with many gifts. Her appearance alone will tell you that. It is warped, the agate skin, the malicious stare of her blood-red eyes, the bestial teeth. More monster than elf at this point. What does this Kaelessa look like again? Her skin is dark, her hair preternaturally white. Her red eyes can see perfectly in the dark, which, to my dismay, I've come to know from experience. But bright light caused her kind pain. I used an alchemical powder that explodes in a dazzling flash, and she cried out as if I had stabbed her. It's clear that this woman is a faithful servant of darkness. The marks that Kylessa's masters have left on her appearance say as much. I have to go. Good fortune to you. Down here in the basement. Surrender thy soul, Delvin. Hermade, protect us. I got you again. How many times is that today? Take your jokes and show them, tiefling. Whoa, easy there, chief. Don't hit me.
Hey, Chief! Ooh, hey, gorgeous. Come over here. I want to talk to you about something. Something really important.
The young tiefling sits cross-legged on the floor. He looks relatively calm for someone in shackles, but his tail whips back and forth in agitation. Noticing my attention, the tiefling sits up and beckons me over.
Quit bothering the decent people in here, Woljif, or I'll knock your teeth out!
What's it to you, Delvin Dum-Dum? You were told to guard me, and I'm not stopping you. But no one told me I had to shut my trap.
Who are you?
Woljif. Woljif Jefto. I deal in useful things. I can get you whatever you want. Anything. But there's just one problem.
The tiefling rattles his chains and gives you a meaningful look. What exactly do you want from me?
I'll lay it out for you. Simple job, 30 minutes tops. We go someplace, talk to someone, and in return, whatever you want, I'll get it for you. Some extra rations? No problem. Armor, weapons, scrolls, you name it. It's as good as yours. If you need my help with something, whistle and I'll be there. I'm handy enough with knives too, and even my magic know-how isn't too shabby.
What a load of guff! If you were good at magic, you wouldn't be stuck in here now, would you?
Don't you listen to him, Chief. He'd find fault with the Queen herself. I'll be useful to have in battle, and I'll sell whatever you want at a reasonable price. It's your lucky day. You won't meet another gem like me in Canabras.
The guard has a point. You sound like a kid who's overselling himself. Can't help you while you're chained up here. How can I free you?
That's easy. You know Irabeth? Feisty-looking gal, always wears armor. You can't miss her. She's the meanest fighter in the whole city. When you see her, put in a good word for me, will ya? Tell her there's this guy, Woljif, locked up for no good reason in the Defender's Heart. Well, for the follies of his youth. And he really wants to get out on bail so he can keep up his good behavior and make a contribution to society. You got that? Will you do it?
I'll tell her that pack of bull, yes.
I knew I could count on you. Knew it the moment I laid eyes on you.
I don't really care why you're in chains. It sounds like it'll be useful to me. But your shadow, what was that?
Get me out of here and I'll tell you. And don't worry, it's not contagious.
We'll talk later. Now, I've said before, if I know a trap, then I will just explain it to you as best I can and just get it done. Rather than spending ages trying to roleplay this character not knowing and failing to find out. This is a simple lever, trap or puzzle rather. This simple lever thing. You'll see there's a button here to press. And 1, 2, 3 levers. Only these two are relevant. Hit 1, hit 2, hit the button, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Secret door. If you do hit this one, you need to reset it because it is a combination of these that you need. But really just hit those two. Irabeth, a little word if I might. Beth rubs her red and tired eyes. Any success? How is the city? There's a tiefling chained up in the defender's hut. What can you tell me about him? Rebeth shrugs scornfully. Waldriff is a petty thief from a gang of thieflings operating in Canabres. That's what we call them in these parts. They tried to rob a vendor of magical items recently. Unfortunately, we apprehended only one of them. The rest managed to escape. That might be why cultists can get the better of you. We have nowhere else to keep him apart from the defender's hut, but that's hardly a prison. Waldriff knows it too. He's been begging us for days to let him go free, or have someone vouch for him. He's always just you putting a good word for him, hasn't he? Beth squints at you thoughtfully, then shrugs. If you want to recruit Waldriff and put him to good use, go ahead and take him off our guard's hands. And he'll afford to let a soldier spend their days watching over a middling thief. I hope the thiefling proves useful. Should you decide to take him along? Thank you. I will go free him and talk to you about other things later.
Well, Chief, what do you got for me?
Waldriff is sitting in the same place, with his tail impatiently batting on the floor. I talked to Rebeth and I've decided to make you part of my troop. We'll see how it goes.
You must be a smooth talker. Come on, Delvin. Get these bracelets of yours off me. I'm going free.
You're sure to regret this. This tiefling will fleece you for everything you've got. Mark my words.
If he does, he'll die.
You're a bitter little man, Delvin. Petty and mean. You can't even be happy for me, can you? I pity you. I'll leave you alone with your sad little soul. So long. And now, Chief, straight down to business. You see, I'm one of those guys that people around here call thieflings. We just call ourselves the family. After we knocked over that shop and I got stuck here in the Defender's Heart, a little bird told me that Big Sister Charisme wanted to see me. That she had some questions to ask me. You following? Now, she won't be asking me questions like, Waldriff, how'd you manage to get out of this one? Or, Waldriff, you're so thin, didn't they feed you? No, something serious has gone down, and I just know they want to try to pin something on me. I can feel it in my tail. So, I knew right away that I couldn't go alone. You turned up just in time, Chief. You don't need to do anything when we get there. Just stand behind me and look mean, and I'll handle the rest. Somehow. Let's go. I'll show you the way.
Then let's go, indeed. Well, that's a bright golem. Commander, look what we've got here. Are you two mad or whatever possessed you to steal the gem golem from the Tower of Estrad Museum? Blame yourself. We didn't steal nothing, Commander. Got some looters dragging it down the street and recaptured it. Now this shiny fella... That shiny fella belongs to the treasury. The inlay alone is worth more than a castle. Jordan, see to it that no one lays so much as lays a finger on this golem. Or plucks out a single... Rather quick passing there. But it was a fight between these two. Over this golem, which we will look into later. The Sieflings' hideout. basement is dark and dank, and you're immediately struck by the hostility of the gathered tieflings. 5 of them are kneeling along the wall, separate from the rest. The tall woman, who had been cleaning her fingernails with the tip of her knife, greets you with narrowed eyes. Brother Woljif, my message then. Sorry, I couldn't swing by sooner, dear Sister Charisma. It was just one thing after another. First, I was in shackles. Next, well, no, I was still in shackles, and I was being watched. And then the chief got me out, and I came here straight away. I knew you'd been waiting on me. Enough talking, or else we'll be here all night. So, I had a clear plan. Going to wait for nightfall, slip into the shop, grab the goods, and leave. Even if the neighbours called the guard, there was time to get away. But what happened? This bitch here at Beth showed up right away. Knew we'd be there. Somebody betrayed us, and I have a good idea who it was. What do you have to say about that? Make it quick. This is burning. Why are you squabbling here instead of fleeing the city? Charisma turns to you. She speaks. Thought Woljif only brought you along so he'd have someone to hide behind if things went south. Charisma purses her lips. I'd be glad to leave like the rest of my brothers and sisters, but in the family there's nothing worse than betrayal. It's something we do not forgive. We don't forgive anyone who lets trades off the hook either. Find a rat, my superiors. Let's just say, I wish I was burning in Canabris. I want to keep living. I'm going to take a chance. Will I find out who the trades are here? No one is leaving. Well, Jeff, why don't you tell your side of the story? What happened? There's nothing to tell. About a week ago, Sister Charisma got 6 of us together in this very basement. Me and those 5 over there, I mean. Woljif jerks his head toward the 5 thieflings, kneeling by the wall. She rounds it up and says we've got a score. And say ancient trades and wonders. The one place nobody's ever been able to hit. The place that's guarded by a golem. Now a powerful scroll that would knock out the golem just happened to come into our possession, along with a tip-off that the shop owner would be gone on a particular night. All 6 of us know a bit of magic, and we know that any enchanted junk will sell for a pretty penny. So we're in. And the most important thing was that none of us was to hang about the shop ahead of the job. No casing the place, no calling attention to ourselves from either the golem or its master. The job was top secret. That's all true so far. Go on. We did everything right with the locks and the golem. I picked the lock. I remember it clear as day. Sister Dalna was on the lookout. Brother Melrone had the scroll. Doppy, Tavy and Varnier brought the sacks. We covered the windows and lit the torches. I remember scooping up rings and tossing them in a sack, and one right expensive one rolled away from me. I crawled under the table after it, and the next thing I know, Erebeth was there. Everybody scampered. I was still on the table. Not my finest moment. I was going to wait it out. Then those blockheads were dragging me out by my tail and put me in shackles. They took all my rings off me. About 20,000 worth. To add insult to injury, I never even found the last one. In the end, I got busted over nothing. So they caught you, you poor thing, stripped you of your loot, and you didn't even manage to stash anything. It is me, pointedly polishing a knife. Where's the moon of the abyss, Brother Woljif? What is the moon of the abyss? It was an amulet. It used to sit on a little cushion in the window of ancient trees and wonders. Sterling silver, sparkled like a star. Fine piece of work. On one side there was a half moon. You know, a crescent, a waning moon. And in the middle there was a dark crystal like it was eclipsing the moon. Old man Feldman was so proud of that amulet. He used to say, I'll never sell it. Like the jewel of my collection. Woljif sighs unhappily. I used to go there to see what kind of treasures there were in the world. There's nothing here to look at in Canabris. People used to claim it was a powerful thing, but who's to say? You ever stole a thing like that, you'd have guards on you the second you tried to fence it. Everybody knew that you were always hanging around ancient trees and wonders, drooling over the moon of the abyss. Did you think you could swipe it all in the commotion, keep it for yourself? You hoped that we'd all be locked up and you'd get off scot-free, with a fancy trinket to boot. Don't take me for a mug, Woljif, I see right through you. Where exactly would Erebeth lock up her own informants? The word's right out of my mouth. It doesn't make any sense. If I was a rat, I'd have kissed her on the hand and been long gone by now. You know me, sister, I'm a cautious fellow, not an idiot. Why would I go against the family? So the fish in the cellar can have a nice Woljif-sized dinner? The moon of the abyss is a pretty bauble, to be sure, but it's just an amulet. It ain't worth dying over. You knew where the best people would protect you. You knew you could ping the moon going missing on them. And now you come here with backup. You know exactly what I was going to say to you. Only problem is, nobody's returned the amulet to Fileman. Giving her Beth a cut, she's at it. Have you seen her? You think she'd take a cut of anything I offered her? She can't be bought. She's like 3 heralds of Iomedae all rolled into one. Speaks the truth, Cecilia. You'll find some knights will take bribes, I'm sorry to say, but I bet the bed isn't one of them. Come on, Woljif. It's the whole sorry story. Woljif crosses his arms and looks affronted. Some family this turned out to be. Just a name in the end. In a real family, people take each other at their word. They don't throw around accusation. I didn't take the moon of the abyss. What am I going to do with it? You can't sell it to no crusaders. It's a special item. You can't wear it, it'll get nicked. Pretty to look at, but it ain't that pretty. If it's that important to your sister Charisme, I'll find it. And I'll drag the traitor here by his horns, just so as you don't end up at the bottom of the cellar. But you know what you'll have to do after that? You'll owe me after that. An apology. Right here in front of everyone. You're going to apologise loud and clear so everyone hears it. You'll say, sorry, Woljif, you're a good guy and I was wrong about you. Fine. You're one of my people, which is why I'm going to give you some time. But if you run, Brother Woljif, the family will get you wherever you go. You'll spend the rest of your life looking over your shoulder, tossing and turning at night, fearing poison in every cup and every meal. You look into the eyes of every tiefling you meet, wondering if the family's come for you. You'll have no peace, but one day you'll be tired of running. You'll stop to catch your breath, and that's when we'll get you. Got that? Way with words, Sister Charisme. A way that almost made me wet myself, but way nonetheless. Let's go, Chief. I'll chat to that scary gal at Beth. She knows you a little. I can ask her who ratted us out. I'll let you do the talking. Yes, let's get away from here. These people are idiots, Woljif. Why are you with these people? They're truly idiots. They got a random tip about a shop that's never been robbed, guarded by a golem, and giving you something to tempt you with a scroll that would destroy the golem. Given a tip that the owner surely wouldn't be there, you have no idea who gave this information or this prize, and you were told not to case the joint to make sure it was safe, and they're surprised that you got it captured. I don't want to joke like that, Chief. Else why'd I bring you here? Can't clear my name without you. You're right. Outsiders should keep their nose out of family business. The traitor needs to hand over the moon of the abyss, and then we'll send him off to see his relatives on their farm far, far away. Do you prefer the Cellen, Woljif? Send you there. Hear the water's nice this time of year. I've changed my mind. Don't touch him. We'll find the traitor. I'll give my apology. Onward to Beth, Chief. Root out the traitor, but be quick about it. Time's running out. I don't want to get chewed up by demons. Fail to sneak past enemies.
I'll bathe in your blood!
Well, we've run a little long, so I think that's where I'm going to end it for tonight. Join us next time when we'll continue searching out what happened with this bungled job. Very well.